Well, hello, everybody. It's Natasha Bailey from Soul Mission here. And I am so pleased to introduce to you my guest that I have invited on here today, Jo Dyer. I'd love to quickly introduce her to you before we go into this discussion of manifesting on the new moon, because it's really great timing now. We have just gone into the new moon this morning. So what better time to have this conversation?
Absolutely.
Lovely to have you on here, Jo. I'd love to introduce you.
Thank you.
So Jo Dyer works with nature-loving women using vibrational essences and word potions to help you to say yes to life when your natural inclination is to hide and, in effect, say no to life. The work that you do with Jo Dyer enables you to open up to the possibilities and opportunities that life offers you, helping you to feel comfortable to shine your light and share your gifts and to say yes. So welcome, Jo. So pleased to have you on here.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. It's lovely to be here. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. And if you want to leave comments, there is a message chat board to the right here. Just send some messages. Let us know that you can hear us. And we will be answering questions later on if you do have questions for us. But for now, I would really love to hear from Jo a little bit about you and how you came to do this work, because I help people with their purpose, and I'd love to hear how you came to doing this purpose.
Wow, that's how long have you got? Well, let's try and cut a very long story very short. Well, when I went self-employed, I used to be a gardener. I was a head gardener for 12 years. And before that, I worked in education. So I've come to this, sort of third, fourth hand almost. And during my time as a gardener, I really connected with nature, with flowers and plants. And when I went self-employed, I was helping people to express themselves creatively through their garden and through plants and flowers. But at the same time, I was writing poetry about plants and flowers. And not about them, but the whispers that they whisper to me. And I'd been using flower essences for myself for 30 odd years. And I decided to do a course to train as a practitioner. But I didn't intend to train as a practitioner. I did the course to write poetry, and it's writing poetry that was my aim. And I started the course saying, I'm not going to be a practitioner. That's not what I'm here for. And but over the time of the course, and I'd taken lots and lots of vibrational essences, one day it landed. Jo, you are here to be a vibrational essence practitioner and a poet. Yes. The two go hand in hand. So that's how I came to flower essences. And then I was learning about manifestation and manifesting with the moon, and the woman who was running the course just sent out a really innocent little question: Jo, can you make essences for moon energy? And I thought, I suppose so. At that time, I hadn't really thought about it and hadn't been exposed to it really. So I did a little bit of research, and I said, yes, of course you can. There's people making these essences and you can get them here, you can buy them here. And she said to me, no, Jo, you must make them. You're here to make them. And I thought about it, and I thought, do you know what? That really is quite exciting. So I did. So I did. And I started making my own moon essences in January last year.
Amazing. And just for the benefit of the people who are watching or who will watch the replay later, just explain what you mean by vibrational essences.
Yeah. Well, if you've ever heard of Rescue Remedy or the Batch Flower essences, those are the vibrational essences that are the most well known. And they're vibrational essences because they work on energetic vibration. And they are
That
basically...
comes from the plants.
Yes.
Okay.
Every plant has its own, and everything has its own unique vibration, as I'm sure everybody here knows, really. And you can make essences with anything because everything is energy. So you have vibrational essences that are they take on the water takes on the energy of the thing that you're making the essence with. Right. So it's a co-creation. It's a co-creation with the universe and with the object or living thing that you're making the essence with. So you make essences with flowers, from the moon, from the sun, from crystals, shapes, sacred shapes. There's all sorts. There's so many different vibrational essences. But that's basically what a vibrational essence is. It's simply water that holds the energetic vibration of whatever it is, and each thing has its own unique vibration, which then helps to raise our vibration and bring our own energetic system into alignment, depending on what our particular need is at that time. Because there's a plant that corresponds to that particular issue. So for example, gorse, batch flower gorse, is associated with lack of hope, with despair and hopelessness. So that's quite a strong one. A bit heavy. That one's a bit heavy.
Probably quite appropriate for the time that we're going in right now, because I know we're in the UK socially going into more lockdowns this autumn, and of course we would prefer, to remain open and socialize. So might that be a good essence to take if you are feeling a bit worried about that possibility?
Oh, there are so many. There are so many. If I would say that, going into winter and losing the light as well, there are lots of essences for, the sense of sadness and grief at the loss of the light, a sense of the loss of being able to see our friends again if we go into lockdown. So there's grief and there's loss, there's fear. There's fear, and there are. So there are lots of essences for fear, grieving, the way that we respond to the lack of light. And I know, I'm going to be making up a combination soon for that. That's sad, for the sad. But some people, yes, gorse, and also mustard, which is about. It's another version of hopelessness. It's when you have a really dark cloud descend on you for no apparent reason. You have dark days. You have a dark day when you just feel like you're in a deep cloud, a deep fog, and nothing you can do can get you out of it. But it'll pass. You just have to be with it. But mustard can help those days to be fewer, fewer and less intense. So there's all, oh gosh, I could go on for hours.
I hear there's endless possibilities with these vibrational essences. So what are the possibilities for using these essences for a new moon or possibly manifesting with the new moon?
So the new moon energy, as you know, is all about new beginnings, starting new things, setting intentions, setting our manifestation intentions for the coming month ahead. And there are lots of essences that are about change, transformation, beginning again. And as I was making my moon essences, I realized that some of the essences sort of sat very neatly into these two camps, if you like, the new beginnings, fresh starts, opening doors sort of essences, and the full moon essences, which are more about releasing and letting go, and shedding skins we no longer need, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the new moon, and obviously today we're new moon in Virgo.
Yeah.
And so my moon essences, I've made them on the new moons according to the different astrological signs. So,
Wow.
so the first one was new moon in Aquarius, and so on and so forth. So for example, if we think of Aries,
Yeah.
and Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and so Aries is all about starting fresh things, and it's that sort of spark plug energy, you know, it's
Yes.
ignition.
Fire.
Yeah, it's fire, it's let's get going. And so the new moon in Aries essence is very much like that. It's very optimistic. It's we can do this, you know.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no question. It's really energetic, you know, has a lot of oomph. Let's get going, you know, that kind of thing. But then there's new moon in Pisces, which is quite different. And I made that this year. And new moon in Pisces, I had a really interesting experience with new moon in Pisces because I saw two very different images. One of a very stormy sea with fishermen in boats, you know, trying to get their catch in, and their faces were all tense and struggling, and you know, it was really hard and you couldn't see anything because of the waves and the storm. And then suddenly I saw this calm water, you know, on a tropical beach with the blue sky and the sunshine and the horizon in the distance, you know, and it was all calm and ease, you know. And the message was, let go of the struggle, you know, let go of the struggle and take the path of ease. So when we're thinking about setting intentions, you know, it's about, you know, choose the path, the easy path, you know, let go of the struggle, and also the timing. It was all about the right timing as well. You know, do things, listen in to your intuition, and listen to the timing, that kind of thing. So this essence would help you to do that.
Amazing. That's such a struggle for a lot of the people that I work with, starseeds and light workers, because often they're quite blocked from kind of checking in with themselves and getting that inspiration, blocked for various reasons, you know. And it would be, you know, so fascinating to kind of, if you have, you know, a product to show us today.
Well, I do. I do. Yeah, I've actually got, this is an example of, let me see if I can get the thing in the right way around. This is new moon in Pisces. So this is a stock concentrate bottle of new moon in Pisces.
Yeah.
And that is part of my I make a combination, a new moon combination and a full moon combination that I put into my moon manifesting toolkit, my moon magic manifesting toolkit.
Tell more. What is this toolkit?
Yeah. So and the other one that I wanted to show you was Cephalaria bud, which is a flower. So it's not all about the moon. Cephalaria bud, Cephalaria gigantea, is a fabulous, beautiful plant that flowers in the summer. And Cephalaria bud is all about allowing things to unfurl as they are meant to.
Wonderful.
So it's another sort of letting go of the struggle sort of essence, really. But it has a different energy. You know, it's an allowing essence, which is very much what manifestation is about. You know,
absolutely.
You've got to allow, you know, and
a lot of people have, as you well know, a lot of resistances to moving forward on their path, and sometimes the mind or the less helpful ego can get really in the way and start interfering with, you know, actually having the courage to take a step forward. And I totally resonate with that. I mean, I recently left my paid job a few weeks ago. You know, I could have left a long time ago, but I had my own resistances to leaving sooner. But, you know, as soon as I left, I felt a huge weight lift, and all these doors opened for me.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
it's really about getting out of our own way here. And
Yeah.
so, when I connected to you and I heard about the new moon essences as part of the manifesting toolkit, I was just like, wow, I want to hear more about how we can get out of our own way and really step into inspiration.
Yeah, I mean there are lots of essences that will help you do that are not my essences, but I can't use those in my toolkit because I'm not licensed to use them. So, but another one that has sprung to mind, which is in the new moon combination, is new moon in Scorpio. Which when I made new moon in Scorpio, I saw a door. Just a door in the sky, and the door was open, and I was on one side, and there was this lovely blue sky, beautiful blue sky and sunshine on the other side. But what was on the other side also, right, just at the entrance on the other side, were angels, and they were going, "Come on, come on." So gently, come on, we'll help you. We're here to help you. Take our hand, come through the door, walk through the door. And so that's, new moon, manifesting, just make the beginnings, set the intentions, move forward sort of thing. So that's new moon in Scorpio, which is, I have a real soft spot for moon in Scorpio because my moon is in Scorpio.
Seriously? Mine is as well.
Oh,
I have a moon in Scorpio.
Yeah, moon in Scorpio.
Now that explains why we connected.
Yeah, I bet there are loads of you out there. I bet there are. It's just, this is the sort of thing that moon in Scorpio loves. So the moon manifesting toolkit.
Yes, please.
Is a little box. It's a box. That's what it. Oh, let me get the thing. There you go. That's what it looks like. And inside the box, if I can just hold it up, it comes lots of packaging with it. So you open it up, and inside, I can't get anything like. There we go. The essences, and so what you get. Let me just pick up the leaflet. So you get a leaflet to tell you how to use it, and you get 2 aura sprays that's the new moon spray and that's the full moon spray. So you spray these around your aura during your rituals and then during the waxing and waning phase of the moon. So the new moon for the waxing phase, and then you also get the same combinations in dosage bottles to take
internally.
Okay. So that's the normal way of using vibrational essences. You take them as drops onto your tongue, or you put them into a glass of water or a herb tea or something. But you can also spray them, and you can also rub them, onto your pulse points. These are made with either rose water or lavender water, with the preservative and the essences. So they smell nice as well. But you get the drops as well. And the idea is that during your moon ritual, your new moon ritual or your full moon ritual, you take the drops, spray the spray, and light your candle. So you've got 2 little
you get candles as well.
You get candles. So there's a full moon candle and a new moon candle.
Wow.
And these are specially made for me. They're soy candles. So they're not paraffin or anything, and they have essential oils in them and crystals. Wow. So they're really sweet. They're really sweet, but they're in little jam jars, so they're not, so they don't burn for a long time. They burn for long enough.
Yes.
So you burn, you light your candle, you spray your aura, and you speak a poem.
You get a poem?
Poems.
Oh my gosh!
You get 2 poems.
And are these poems specific for that new moon or full moon?
The idea is that they are. So I think this one is a generic one. This one's a new moon generic, and that's a full moon generic. Yeah. But when I get my act together better, then I'm going to. I have a full moon in Scorpio and a new moon in Scorpio and a new moon in Gemini. So I haven't written them all yet.
Yeah.
So I'm writing them. So every month I'm sort of letting it come in, and if the words come, they come, and if they don't, then there's a generic one for that month, but you know, the words don't always come. But you do get a poem that, because poetry is also vibrational medicine. And when you speak poetry, you are changing your vibration and you are changed by it. And this is the idea of transformational poetry. So not only are you taking in the essences, but you also amplify it a little bit more by speaking a poem.
Yeah.
And so the new moon poem is all about, you know, breathing into optimism and embodying your anticipation of your success. So it's, you know, it's about the intention setting. You also get a body scan visualization exercise to do, which helps you. It helps you. So you do this first, and it helps you to identify what you really want. Because one of the keys to manifestation is to be absolutely clear about what you want, and to mean it. You know, to really, because the universe knows. The universe will call us out if, you know, if we, and if, you know, so that's what manifesting is about, isn't it? It's about asking for what you really, really want and being absolutely clear about what you want. And then giving the universe clear messages about your intention, and then, you know, unblocking those resistances to accepting what you really want, or, you know, that kind of thing. So so the body scan visualization helps you to be clearer about what you want and to formulate your intentions. And for the full moon, it helps you to identify and become aware of the things you need to let go of. So the scan is useful for both. And you get a little notebook. Just a little notebook and a pen.
Wow.
So you get everything you need.
I mean, it's the full package. It's the full toolkit.
It is. And at the moment, I haven't started it yet, but I'm going to make a recording of a sort of a recorded workshop, if you like, that helps you, talks you through how to use.
That would be so amazing.
Yeah. So there'll be a link. You know, you'd get a link to
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I think
that's fantastic.
You know, experience has shown me that I think, you know, a link to something that helps to make the most of it would be really helpful. So I'm going to include that. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to include it. And you also get a few little treats.
More? You get more stuff?
You get a couple of herbal teas. And something nice to eat.
That's so perfect.
Well, I'm not going to show you what they are. It's nice as a surprise.
So it'll be a surprise.
Nice as a surprise. But most people can have them.
Yes.
You know, they're vegan and you know, don't have soy or anything like that.
Okay. So, sounds wonderful. That's what you need to do a new moon manifestation ritual. You know?
Yes, and a full moon one. I mean, you can buy it as a new moon one, and you can buy it as a full moon one, but you can buy it as the full package for the whole month. So the essences will last a month.
Amazing. And I remember you mentioning to me in our kind of previous conversations that you are thinking about holding a women's circle for moons and full moons, where you can actually demonstrate and take people through, you know, using your toolkit.
Yeah, I mean, I am thinking about that. It's not a done deal yet.
Yeah. Well, I would be your first customer. I would want to be there and experience it completely.
Yeah, I am thinking of because in the spring I did a springtime moon magic retreat, which was a day where we looked at the essences of springtime, but we also everybody received one of these for the full moon. It was full moon in March, and so everybody received a full moon parcel, and we went through the doing the body scan, reading the poetry, and everybody went away and did their own little ritual at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But the day was about, we did heart meditations and stuff like this. So I'm thinking of doing one for autumn.
Ooh.
So at the moment, and I think it would probably be mid-October. I don't think the dates work to have it exactly on the full moon. But
Yeah, the full moon in October happens to fall on a Wednesday.
Yeah, and I can't do a whole day on a
Evening.
Wednesday.
No, it's a bit tricky.
It is a bit, it's very inconvenient, this moon. It doesn't do things when you want it to do it.
I know. I mean, I run women's circles and full moon circles, and I had one lady customer come up to me and say, "Natasha, why can't you hold your women's circles, on another day that's a bit better?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't get to decide when the full moon or the new moon comes on."
That's right.
So, and she's like, "Oh yeah, of course."
Yeah. I mean, the circles will take place on the new moon or the full moon, but the retreats can't. It doesn't. It happened to work out in March, but with October. But the idea is that if you wanted then, to get another parcel in time for the full moon or the new moon, you'd have space, between the retreat and getting a parcel, so that you could then continue, to use it. But yes, in short, I am thinking of doing full moon and new moon ritual circles. Yeah, and there'll be poetry.
Amazing. And actually, I'm aware that putting together the toolkit, requires quite a lot of input, energy, and thought. Would you mind sharing with viewers, like, some of the things that you kind of do in order to, what is it that you do to create the essences or the toolkits?
Yeah, well, it starts with creating the essences, because I'm hoping that eventually each month will be different. I'll have all the moon essences, and I can make different combinations and make it even more potent. So it starts with the essences, and as I said before, the essence creation is a co-creation. And basically, you have a glass bowl, and you put water into the glass bowl, and you always use the same glass bowl, and you only use it for your essence making. So it's your essence bowl, and you place the essence bowl in a place that feels right, and it isn't always the same place, but it's usually outside, at such a time as the moon is about to go into the new moon. And if it's convenient, because it isn't always convenient, you'll sit with it, and you'll sit with the essence bowl, and you commune with the universe. First of all, you ask the universe for permission. Do I have your permission to make this essence? And I also ask, will this essence be of benefit to humankind, to the planet, to the animals of the planet? And it will tell me yes or no. And if it says doesn't give me permission, then I don't continue. And so then you meditate with the essence bowl, and stuff comes in, and it's and so you do your very best to allow what wants to come, and you go with it. And eventually then you feel like you're able to ask what are the qualities of this essence, and you ask, is this essence complete? So there's a sort of a ritual that goes with it, and sometimes it says, no, you've got to stay here for a bit longer and carry on. And a lot of the time it usually takes about an hour to actually do the meditation. And then I ask, can I leave the bowl to complete without me? And quite often, my part is done, so I'll leave it. And then eventually I'll say, has it finished? And is it done yet? And I'm told whether it is. And then you filter the water through non-bleached organic filters into a jug, and that is your essence water. And from that you make what's called the mother essence. And basically what all that means is you then you find you've got your clean jars, and you put 60% alcohol into the jar as to preserve it, and then top up with your essence water. And that's your mother essence.
It sounds a bit like, sourdough starter. You got your little your essence kernel, and then from there you can use it multiple times.
So you've got the sort of pure essence water, but you need to preserve it, because by using that much pure alcohol, like I use vodka.
Ooh, I like it.
Organic vodka.
It appeals to the Russian part of me.
Oh right, yes. So that preserves it, and it's simply, and so it works on the same sort of principle as homeopathy, if you like. That not the treating like with like, but dilution. Because then, of course, you make up from the mother essence. You make up stock concentrates, what we call stock concentrates, to sell or use with your clients. And then you make, from the stock concentrate, you'll dilute it even further to make a dosage bottle. So in the manifesting toolkit, you get a dosage bottle, which will last about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's just preserved with a little tiny bit of alcohol. So this is it's not very exciting to look at, but this is the essence I made this morning.
Ooh.
So this is new moon in Virgo, which I know you're quite excited about, Natasha.
Yeah.
And so new moon in Virgo, made between the 6th and the 7th of September. I put the bowl out last night.
Wow.
And then continued with it this morning, and it gave me quite a ride, this essence this morning.
Oh,
I'm still reverberating a bit from it. I felt quite ill when I was making this essence, which is interesting. So yeah.
Were there any messages that came up as you sat with the bowl, or any kind of insights to perhaps what may have triggered you to feel unwell? Because obviously, sometimes essences are there to purge us of something, and therefore it's completely appropriate to feel a bit ill before you feel better.
That's right.
So,
yeah, I'm not thinking that people who take the essence will feel ill from taking it. No, that's not. I think what was happening was. Let me find my notes. Here are my notes that I wrote this morning. I felt a huge amount of sadness and nausea and a headache, but the sadness came first. And eventually, I had to, this is unusual, this essence, because I ended up asking a lot of questions using my pendulum, because I wasn't clear about what was going through me. And eventually it was a sense of collective peril. That was it. It was a sense of what I got was, this is really interesting. I moved about my garden quite a lot because I couldn't get comfortable, which is unusual. And one place, the final place where I sat, when I went to sit down, there was a big bumblebee in the grass.
Oh.
And this bumblebee he looked all at sea. Didn't look happy at all. And I thought, before I do anything else, I'm going to rescue this bumblebee. So I picked up the bee and took him to a flower and placed him on a flower. And then as I sat and continued, there was a lot of noise going on around me, but above it all, I could just hear buzzing. I could just hear the bees buzzing. And I thought, well, that's interesting. Lots of bees. What's this all about? And I was feeling quite. And I imagined myself as a bee, I suddenly was a bee, and I was buzzing around, and it was like the loss of my home. I was sensing the loss of habitat, if you like, a loss of the source of my nourishment, and I was in peril, and there was this big sense of a planet in peril, and so that's what came really, that there was this grief and sadness and loss, potential loss of our wonderful world, and so eventually I was asking, what are the qualities? Is this about grieving? And no, it's not about grieving. It's not about grieving. It's not about loss. It's not the sadness that's the thing. It's the sense of peril. And so, and it's about the planet. It's about the whole planet being in peril. But I also did ask, can this help on a personal level if we feel personally in peril? And the answer was yes. And I asked if I could use it for animals who feel in peril, and the answer was yes. And would this essence benefit the land, the soil, the earth? And the answer was definitely yes. So it feels like this essence is particularly about healing Mother Earth, and for a Mother Earth that is crying out for help and is in peril. And some of us really do suffer because of our connection to Mother Earth and the pain of seeing, what's happening to her, and the way humankind, abuses her, and I think there is that sense of, I think there is a sensitivity around that, and the pain that gives us when, and I think maybe this essence can help with that, sensitive souls who are feeling the pain of the world.
That would be pretty much most of my customers, if not all, are very sensitive souls and love this earth very much, and are very open and empathic individuals, and do feel the shifts in the collective consciousness when things happen around the world. So for them, not to be overwhelmed by those feelings, this could be a good essence for them to use.
It could be. I mean, it's still fresh, and I'm not 100% sure yet exactly what its qualities are, but it does speak of a feeling. I've written down here a feeling. It's a feeling that the whole of humankind and the planet is in danger, and a fear, and a concern, and an unsettledness about that. Yeah. I think that's all I can say at the moment. Yeah. So anyway,
so
that's
a lot goes into creating these packages and toolkits.
Sorry, I got a little bit, rambled on a bit there. So
but this is what we are, on a collective conscious, a lot of us are feeling, and this is in the moment. It's in the now. This is relevant.
Yes.
It's so interesting that you shared what you did, and I really appreciate that. When I was doing my new moon in Virgo card reading last night, what came up was a need to rely on our gifts because changes were coming, and that we needed to find a way to possibly, barter in between us, our services, and that the bartering system came before currency, and as you know, the expression "money makes the world go round." And what would we do if that system that we've created, were to change or come to an end? How
Well,
would we
perhaps.
then go about,
Mm. Yeah,
getting
yeah.
our needs met?
Mm. Mm.
So, that could
Mm.
be a feeling of being in peril.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, the
Have,
other essence,
your
yeah.
financial security and,
Mm.
at
Yes,
risk.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That sense of change and stuff was also evident with the previous essence, full moon in Aquarius, that I made in July. That was very much you need collaboration, collaboration, work together, and ask for help. Don't be individuals and lock yourselves away and do things in isolation, because it might feel relatively calm at the moment, but it isn't going to stay that way. There's something coming.
Yeah.
We've had COVID, for goodness sake, what is it going to be next? But it did, so I suppose, we're undergoing huge changes.
Yeah.
So unity and unified action, that's what the full moon in Aquarius was all about. So anyway, you make the essences and you make them into these lovely bottles. So to make the sprays, it's simply alcohol again to preserve it, lavender water, and then so many drops, 10 drops of my combination, my stock level combination of, what's it got in it? Does it say? Oh, it does. It says this is the new moon combination, and it has new moon in Aries, new moon in Pisces, new moon in Scorpio, passion flower, and some batch flower essences, Serato, Scleranthus, walnut, and agrimony. They are for, Serato is for trusting yourself. Scleranthus is for balanced decision making, and walnut is about change. And passion flower is one of my essences, and that is about being able to tune in to the messages of the universe. Passion flower is like a satellite array.
Okay.
If you know the passion flower, what the passion flower looks like, it looks very much like a satellite dish.
Yeah.
Okay. And so yeah, I mean, I can't show you here, but it does. Trust me, it does. It looks like a satellite. I think it looks like a satellite dish, and it has these antennae that stick out from it, and it's absolutely marvelous, fabulous, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful flower. And when I made that essence, it was all about tuning into the universe and listening carefully to your intuition and to what the universe is saying to you. Yeah.
That's so key. That's so key for my starseed brothers and sisters to be able to receive the messages from their galactic homes, off-planet homes, origins, so that they can go about fulfilling their purpose here on this planet that is going through a massive amount of change. So I can see that would be like a huge benefit to them.
Yeah. So so there's there's lots of individual essences there, but in the toolkit, it's these things are combined into a new moon combination under a full moon combination. So you make up the sprays and you make up the drops, and everything is wrapped up really carefully. To keep it safe, but also to make it special. Because this is it's like a little box full of love, and so everything is wrapped up very carefully in as sustainable packaging as I can manage.
Great.
Yeah, with
That's very important.
Yeah, it is. It is really important. I have to confess, sometimes I do use bubble wrap, but I'd never buy bubble wrap. It's always recycled, reused.
And
stuff.
Is it possible to get cornstarch kind of chips and
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah.
stuff?
But I
So
use cardboard, corrugated cardboard to wrap everything up in,
yeah.
and lovely tissue paper. So the bottles come in lovely different coloured tissue papers, and the candles are in corrugated card,
Would you
and
mind
so.
showing us the box again? Because it
Ooh,
looks so pretty, the way everything's put together.
well, they're not wrapped up, but it's all a bit of a mess now. But it's all a bit of a mess. Well, I can't find it. Where it is? There it is.
Oh,
So
nice.
it looks much nicer than that when you receive it, because they're all in the right place, and it's got its little label on the front, and it comes wrapped. So I also wrap the box.
So it can also be bought as a gift for someone. And
Yes. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
great,
Oh yes.
great.
Most definitely, it makes a lovely gift. Yeah.
Might it go well with people, whose sun sign or moon sign is in the relevant sign that you've created the essence in?
Yes, that's an interesting point and a good question. Because lots of people say to me, "Oh, I'd like it now because I'm a sun sign Aries, or I'm a moon this or that and the other." I think it's a difficult question to answer, because you will, if the moon, say like now we're in Virgo, so people who are sun Virgo will probably feel this energy a bit more. People who are moon Virgo will definitely feel the energy now a bit more. But it doesn't automatically mean that they are in more need of these particular essences. I would say that if you are somebody, say, I mean, the new moon combination is Pisces and Aries and Scorpio and Passion Flower. And so if you are somebody who is needing a little bit more optimism from the Aries, somebody who is addicted to struggle, somebody who is hesitating at the threshold, then those essences will really help you. But you don't necessarily have to be a moon in Virgo.
Yeah.
For those things to help you, just because we're in moon in Virgo doesn't necessarily mean that you need moon in Virgo essence. You might need something completely different. It depends what your blocks are, if you like, or what your issues are. I just think everybody could do with a bit of Aries at new moon, just to give us a little bit of oomph.
Yes. Kickstart.
Yeah. I mean, basically, that's what the manifesting toolkit does. It amplifies your energy.
Yeah.
It amplifies the energy of intention that you bring to your manifesting rituals. So it just amplifies and adds energetic oomph in the right direction, if you like.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. So before we kind of finish off today's little chat, is there anything you'd like to share or that would be useful for people to know, or about you or these essences? Do you have a message for people that you wish you could share?
Well, I would say the message to share is to live as consciously as you can, and that's what essences do for you. They help you to live with awareness. They tune you into your own wisdom and your own core, and whatever you've got to enable you to do that, then use it. Live consciously. That's what manifesting is about, is living consciously. Could I share that I do have a Facebook event coming up?
Yes, please. Yeah, and also send me the link afterwards. I'll put it in the description box for people to click on and have a look at.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to know more about the essences, the individual moon essences, because I haven't talked about them all here, or the Moon Manifesting Toolkit. On the 29th of September, I'm doing a Facebook Live event. It's called the Moon Magic Gift Autumn Gift Event. It's at 7:30 on the 29th of September, and I'll have all my essences and the toolkit and a few other things on promotional prices, so you can pick up a bargain. And that'll last for about an hour, and there'll be poetry.
Oh, lovely.
There'll be poetry. There's always going to be poetry. Well, because I'm writing my book, and I'm hoping on the 29th of September I'll be able to announce the publication date. So that's very, very exciting.
Well, what are you writing, Jo?
I'm sorry?
What are you writing about?
Well, the book is called, it's a book of poems, and it's the poems that I've been writing for the last 6 or 7 years, and some of them are older. And it's the whispers of the plants, the trees, and some of my moon poems and my word potions, because I write poetry for my essence clients. I do essence
individual
therapy.
Bespoke.
Yes.
Wow.
Word potions, specially written just for you.
Unique and bespoke.
Yeah. They embody the energy of the intention for the transformation that you're looking for in your work with me. So the book is called Heart Balm: Whispers and Word Potions for Compassionate Witnessing. So it's a healing journey. The poems are a healing journey from what I'm calling the bruised heart through to the grateful heart at the end. That's what it is at the moment. It may change slightly. So there are different sections of different poems. The angry heart, the defiant heart, the grieving heart. So there are poems in each of those sections, and a lot of them are the whispers of trees and flowers, and some of them are word potions. So would you like to hear one?
Yeah, let's have a
We've got time?
I think we've got time for a poem. I think that would be a really nice way to close off, actually.
So I've pulled out this one, which is a word potion. This is not a whisper. The whispers are from the flowers. The word potions are the poems I write for my clients. So I'll just read it. I'm not going to say anything else about it. I'll just read it for you. Okay. Better days are coming. As sure as night follows day and day follows night, I know this to be true. I smell it in the black slime of January. Something is stirring. Somewhere deep within the unpromising sludge, old souls reawaken, renewed, and new life takes its first breath. I feel it in the tingle of the crisp, chilled air as it creeps between pine trees, releasing the cleansing assurances of its resinous gifts. I see it in the sparkles of bright yellow, shining sunshine splinters fissured by branches, still leafless, waiting. I sense it in the crystal purity of the flowing stream where I sit entranced, enchanted by the myriad of miracles surrounding me. I touch it as I pass through, my core ignited with a passion, a familiar yearning I now recognize as a homecoming. And peace descends. My heart is stilled. I am rooted, becalmed, and I am whole again.
Wow, just pure magic. Wow.
There you go.
It's just magical.
Vibrational medicine.
Yeah, truly, truly. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to chat with you, Jo, and for you viewing, if you have any comments afterwards, please feel free to leave them down below, and either myself or Jo will answer any questions that you have. And we'll put a link later on to more information about Jo and how you can reach her. So, Jo, thank you so much for today. It's been an absolute pleasure. And you know, let's wish everybody a very happy new moon in Virgo. Happy manifesting, everybody.
Yes, happy manifesting.
Happy manifesting. Take care for now. Bye.
Bye, everyone.